This is a Johnson University online tutorial. Setting dates in a course. One of the first things you should do when you begin prepping a course for an upcoming term or session is to go through and set dates. Revising dates is something all instructors do, regardless if the course is taught online, in a hybrid format, or in a face-to-face setting. All courses have tasks and learning experiences that need to be completed in a timely manner. Things like papers, quizzes, and projects all have specific due dates, and setting those dates in Sakai is a critical step in preparing the course. While not all courses are identical, this tutorial will cover the following aspects of setting dates in a course site in preparation for an upcoming session or term. Revising dates of an assignment, revising dates of a test or quiz, revising dates of a discussion forum or topic, revising dates of a gradebook item, revising dates listed in the syllabus, and revising dates of a week or learning unit. When going to set dates, you may wonder, why are some of these dates set in the past? The answer? Course content is typically copied forward into an upcoming offering of the course, and as such, so are the dates of the past. This would be the same as an instructor pulling up a course syllabus from a prior term and changing the dates to reflect the upcoming term. So, let's start with revising dates for an assignment. In the course, let's go to Assignments and then examine the assignment entries. Notice the entries with draft next to them. Also notice the open and due dates. They're in the past. Draft indicates that these items are not accessible to students. To make them available, we need to edit each assignment, set the appropriate dates, and save each change. Let's do this one here first. I'll select Edit under the Assignment title. Next, I'll modify the open, due, and accept until dates by typing the date in or by using the Date Time Picker here. The open date is the date students could begin submitting the assignment. The due date is the date students should submit the assignment by. The accept until date allows you to provide for late submissions when necessary. Okay, now that I've set these dates, I need to select Post at the bottom. We can see that this assignment has now the corrected dates and there's no longer a draft mark next to it. Continue to set dates for as many assignments as you have listed. If you need to change a date, just go back into the assignment entry using the Edit link, making sure to select Post to save your changes. Now let's move on to revising dates of a test or quiz. In the course, over in the Test and Quizzes area, I noticed two distinct tabs, a Working Copies tab and a Published Copies tab. Notice the Published Copies tab has no entries. This is similar to how Assignments marks items as draft. Working Copies are not accessible to students. What we need to do is change the settings of the Working Copies entries and then publish them. To do so, use the Select Option drop-down menu to select Settings. On the new page under Availability and Submissions, modify the available, due, and late submission date areas, just like in assignments. Once done, select Save Settings and Publish, making sure to confirm the settings and select the Publish button. Now looking at the Published Copies tab, I have a quiz published, which will be available on the date I've specified. Continue to set dates for as many assessments as you have listed, doing so from the Working Copies tab. If you need to change the date of a published assessment, be sure to do so under the Published Copies tab, not the Working Copies tab. Now let's move on to revising dates of a discussion forum or topic. Unlike assignments and test and quizzes, which require dates to function, discussion forums and topics only have to have dates set to enforce when students can engage them. For example, if there's a discussion topic, introduce yourself, for the first week of class, it's not practical for students to post there initially in the 6th week. Setting dates in forums and topics may not be needed, especially if there are no dates set currently. Still, let's see how to do it, and really it comes down to selecting forum settings and topic settings. In the course, in the Forums area, notice the forum is set to draft. To set the dates of the overall forum, which will also affect the topics it includes, select Forum Settings. On the new page, scroll down to the Availability section. This says Show immediately. So isn't it already available to students? No, it's not. Think of a forum as a container for topics. This forum contains many topics, and the forum itself is set to draft, or not accessible to students. So the topics themselves are, in like manner, not accessible to students. If dates are set at the forum level, it will also affect all of the contained topics. I could, however, set dates at each topic level instead. To do so, I first need to make the whole forum available, and I can do so by just scrolling to the bottom and selecting the Save button. Notice that the forum is no longer set to draft. Now to set dates for a topic, I select Topic Settings, go to its availability area, and specify dates to show open or hide, and then specify the dates and times, making sure I have saved the settings when I'm done. Some courses do not specify dates at the forum or topic level, and all that's needed is to change the parent forums from draft and make them available to students by selecting Forum Settings and the Save button at the bottom. Now let's move on to revising dates of a gradebook item. Similar, but not as complex as discussion forums and topics, gradebook entries do not have to have a date specified. If, however, you see dates in the gradebook set in the past, you should revise them or clear them out. You may have these dates specified elsewhere in the course, such as in the syllabus, so setting them in two different places can make maintaining date consistency more tedious. We'll look at two different workflows, revising a date and clearing a date, keeping in mind it's helpful for students to know when things are due in a course. In the course, we'll go over to Gradebook. Here, I can see this item has a set date. I also notice two icons, a not viewable icon and a not calculated icon. To change the date, I'll select the drop-down menu here and select Edit Item Details. On the new window, I'll enter the due date and use the date and time picker if I wish. While I'm here, it's also a good idea to place check marks in the Release Item to Students and Item in Course Grade Calculations sections. These are part of the course prep process, even though they're not date specific. Finally, select Save Changes. Notice the date has changed. Also notice the icons are gone, so I can see at a glance the due date and that the item is disclosed to students and included in their course grade calculations. To clear a date, select the drop-down menu here and select Edit Item Detail, as before. Then select the X button to the right of the due date, effectively clearing the date. Be sure to select Save Changes at the bottom when you're done. Continue to set dates for as many gradebooks entries as you have. If you attempt to change a gradebook item's date and it won't let you, showing a Not Allowed icon, that item has been entered into the gradebook by another tool, such as assignments or tests and quizzes. Go to those areas to modify the due dates accordingly. An easy way to know if gradebook entries are from another tool is to look for the tool icon to the left of the gradebook entry title. You'll also see a lock in the column for the entry, indicating the grade for that item must be entered from the tool that created it, such as in assignments or tests and quizzes. Okay, now let's move on to revising dates in the syllabus. The syllabus is a critical component for every course. It's where students go to find out about course policy and often major assignments and their due dates. Even so, some syllabi will generally indicate when things are due, such as the end of each week by Friday at 11:55 p.m. Changing dates in the syllabus then is really only necessary if there are dates set in the past or if they conflict with dates revised in other areas of the course, such as in assignments or tests and quizzes. Dates can be specified in two different areas of the syllabus, though most courses use the text area rather than the start-end date area. To revise the date in a text area, go to the syllabus and click the title to expand the section. Once the section expands down, click or tap any of the text of the syllabus to open a text edit window. Use the text edit window to modify any dates you see, selecting the check mark to confirm those changes and the X to discard them. To modify the start date end date area, simply click the start date and use the drop-down menus to provide a new date and time. Be sure to select the check mark to confirm the change and the X to discard it. Use of the start date end date areas affects students' access to those sections of the syllabus, and relatively few courses use this functionality. As a final step, make sure each of the syllabus sections has a yellow light bulb, or one that's turned on, allowing students to see the content of that section. A note: if the syllabus in the course is simply an attached file, such as a PDF or Word document, changing dates in those files must be done outside of Sakai. Modification of attachments is not covered in this tutorial. Moving right along, let's cover how to revise dates of a week or learning unit. All online courses organize course material around learning units or weeks. These learning units or weeks themselves contain links to assignments, forms, or topics, tests and quizzes, and other course content. As such, it's often a good idea to keep students on track from one learning unit to the next by opening each week according to a calendar and date time. In the course, select the first week or learning unit, often called Week 1. Near the top, select the Settings button, also called Edit Page Title, Release, or Style, just to the right of the Reorder and Tips buttons. In the new window, locate the date entry and modify it accordingly, making sure there is a check mark placed next to Hide Page until the following date. Then, select Save. Notice the note at the top of the page indicating the page will not be available to users until the date and time specified. Continue to set dates for as many units or weeks as needed. Setting dates for weeks or units does not change dates set for other items appearing in the unit, such as assessments, assignments, tests, quizzes, forums, etc. To set those dates, go to those areas or tools and modify them accordingly. Setting dates and times can be a tedious process, so make sure you have on hand the official start and end dates for the course. Not every session or term is the same. Some contain holidays or extended breaks that impact course timelines. With a little bit of planning and know-how, this part of the course preparation will be time well spent. More information on these and other topics is available in other tutorials and documentation. This is the Johnson University Online Tutorial.